Welcome back to another episode by Lkyll. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave your commentary below. I can remember fresh out of high school. Gosh, I was so young. Wow. I made a decision that I thought was going to be beneficial for me, and it was the wrong move. Whew. So ultimately, I realized that I was in a crisis and I was in danger. And I don't mean to say that lightly, but it was really scary. I didn't have a plan. So I called a hotline, and I don't want to name any names. I don't want to name any organizations, but I did that. And I was told that my situation wasn't drastic enough. Because I was single and because I didn't fit a certain criteria that they were looking for, that they could support. And I respect that now, especially. I didn't understand it then, but I was a lot younger. The reason why I'm sharing this is because moments like that are why I choose and why I am so passionate about projects and causes involving social impact and resources, because I know what situations, at least for myself, I can't say that I have experienced everybody's, very dark moments, but I know for me, calling that place and being, pretty much asked certain questions that didn't fit what I was going through, and being turned away was hard. I'm using that word very lightly. It was very frustrating. And I felt like okay, so I am supposed to do what now? And although, being an adult, it's not anyone's fault, but I just definitely have a certain age group that I feel like I would like to focus on. And I definitely feel like there is ways, and I'm sure there are resources now and even then, that focus on people that don't necessarily fit a certain criteria, or that can be more personalized. So I think that was my situation, is that I needed something that was more personalized, that could fit me, and I was turned away. So I definitely am looking to make a certain impact on, people, that whether they are single or whether they are not single, and whether they are struggling in a certain area versus another, and still give them some sort of support. I really didn't, because it's like, ooh, it's like you're in a situation and you don't know what is going to happen, how things have already turned out, like the last year of your life, the very first year of your adult life, and being told because you don't fit a certain criteria, we can't help you. Not once, but 2, 3 times. And you're like not having the stability to support yourself is incredibly hard. And it's not something I think anyone should ever have to go through. And it's not something that I would want to ignore if I were able to create some sort of project or some sort of organization, I definitely wouldn't want to ignore or let anything like that ever slip through the cracks again. And I'm just really grateful that although I couldn't find a resource, I was able to find people that were able to help me, and I was able to get back up on my feet, and I was able to move on from that.